Hey everybody, Mitchell here with Magical Keys Vacations. I'm running solo today because we're going to discuss something that I love, Disney pin trading. So a lot of people don't know what Disney pin trading is, or maybe you're new to it. So that's kind of what we're going to focus on today. I'm going to give you some tips to help with beginners that are just getting into pin trading or just want to try it out. But before we get started, if you guys can make sure you go down and like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell to stay up to date with all of our travel tips and upcoming videos, we'd greatly appreciate it. All right, so let's get started. So first of all, what is Disney pin trading? So Disney pin trading, and I'll show you some of mine, are these super adorable Disney pins that people collect and trade around the world. And there's a bunch of different categories of them. So we're just going to start from the beginning, and that's, how do you prepare to go to the Disney parks and trade pins? I always like to start with actually getting to the park and picking a lanyard that I like. So I've had this Nightmare Before Christmas with Jack and Sally lanyard since 2013. It was my very first lanyard and I loved it, so we've kept it and kept using it. And I'll show you what these are in a second. So pick this, and then you're gonna see a lot of pins on the walls. Those are gonna be your rack pins. So like this one, I don't know if you guys can see it. That's gonna be a rack pin. So those are ones that aren't usually super rare. They're different prices. And they just create a lot of them. So like this one has a blue back, some of these are just the cards, yellow back, silver, and they're all different price quotes. So when you go in there, you'll see a different ranking and how much they are. So yeah, these are gonna be ones that you're gonna find at a lot of the parks, or maybe just one of the 4 parks in Disney World, one of the 2 parks at Disneyland. That you're gonna be able to get most of the time. Now once they start running low, probably after years, or they're going to retire the pin, then it's going to be a little more hard to come by. So that's kind of what that is. So rack pins. If you're starting out, I don't recommend that you start with a rack pin. What you want to do is you want to look, and there's going to be some starter kits, which is going to have a lanyard, and usually 4 to 6 pins. It's going to be a little pricier, but when you break it down per pin, it's actually very cheap. You're also gonna get packs. So there's gonna be packs that range from like 4 to 7 pins. So we'll go back to the sheet I showed you. So this is from a collection that I got in packs. And I'm gonna say they were probably about $25 to $37 for a pack of about 5 to 7, which when you break it down individually is pretty cheap. So what I do is I like to find a pack that I don't necessarily love, or I might love 1 or 2 out of it, so then I can use them to trade. And that's how I always like to get started. So first tip, you go get a lanyard, and then you get a couple packs of Disney pins. There's also packs called mystery pins. Let's see. And this is gonna be a little bit different, but if you can see, I don't know if you can see from the background. It's got a little silver Mickey in the bottom. Those are gonna be pins that you can either only get from mystery packs. There's also now mystery pin boards around the park, which we'll get to. And then also the cast members might have these. So that's the only way you can get them. And then sometimes you can use those to trade as well. So what I do is I'll open my pack, I look at what I like, and then I will put on, I still have a teacup on here from the last time. So I usually put on one side of my lanyard the pins that I want to trade, and then I'll put on the other side the pins that I want to keep. And when you look at the pins, they have this black Mickey Mouse backing that you want to keep on it. They can fall off pretty easy. So if you really want to keep the pin, they also have these locking backs. They're like little gold. You put them on, and then there's like a little Allen wrench type key that you can lock it in, just if you're worried about that. So we've got our lanyard, we've got our pins. Now what? Here's the fun part. So there's a lot of places, usually retail stores, are gonna have what's called a pin board. So we're going back to this sheet. So this is like my sheet, well, one of my sheets of pins. So you're gonna see a pin board. They all are gonna look a little different, but they're just gonna have a bunch of random pins on there. All you have to do is go up to the counter, make sure they're not super busy or helping other customers. Just ask the cast member if you can see the pin board, they'll bring it out. Protocol for this right now is a little different. So you don't really want to touch the pins with your hands. You're going to take the pins off you want to trade. They'll let you see it. If you see one you like, just point to them, tell them that you want it. You're going to put your pin, you're going to keep your backing into a little container, give it to them. They're going to clean it and then put it on the board, and then they'll give you the pin that you liked to put on your lanyard or wherever you want to keep it. So that's kind of how that works. That's like the easiest thing, and the cast members aren't upset if they let you look and you don't take anything, so don't worry about that. Now, there are regular pin boards, and there's also mystery pin boards. So these are a little bit newer. They're gonna be, of course, like a rectangle with little boxes in them and numbers. So you don't get to see what the pin is. You just get to pick a number, they'll pull it out if you want it, you swap, if not, you keep your pin. Now there is a limit. You can only trade 2 pins at each place at a time. So if you see like 3 pins that you really like, you're gonna have to make that hard decision and pick only 2. Now there's also some boards where there might be like a mystery pin on it, so you might be able to see all of them except one particular one, and the cast member might give you a task to do in order to open up that pin. So let's say, like at Muppet Vision, they have a gift shop where you have to do a task in order to get the board. At least that's how it was last time I was there. It's pretty easy, but it's super fun for the kids, even for adults, to have to do a little task in order to see it. And they might have like some special pins or some different pins that you can't find anywhere else by doing that. Also, something to pay attention to is some of the pin boards don't come out until certain times of the day. Some are like between 3 and 5, some might be 11 to 12, most likely slower hours, if there are really any slower hours at Disney. So pay attention to that. We are going to be doing an updated pin trading video when we're in Disney in February, so I'm going to go through all of this with you, where I'll open the packs, show you kind of how we do it, just so you know. But this is just so you can kind of get started. Let's see, what else? So we talked a little bit about how you trade with pin boards and the mystery pins. Now you also have, the cast members are going to have little pouches on them usually. Not all of them do, but most of them will. And you can just ask to see their pouch and they'll flip it up and they'll have some pins on it that you can trade with as well. They usually love it, super pleasant about it. It's a fun experience, get to talk to new people. So that's all of that. Now we're going to look at a couple of different types of pins, just so you kind of know and are aware. Back up. So you're probably like, there's so many pins, how do I pick something that I like? I'm going to tell you, do what you like. So I don't collect everything. I collect things that really intrigue me or that might be special events. So I'm going to go back to this page that you've seen like 4 times. Okay, you see how cute these little characters are? Okay, they're just adorable. So I was like, we're going to get those. I also really like Alice in Wonderland. Yeah, so I've got a bunch of Alice in Wonderland pins. Some of them are just special ones, like this Mushu one my best friend got when she was in Disney. I love Tinkerbell and Peter Pan, so I collect a lot of them too. And I don't want ones that are just like, I also have to like how they look, so I want to grab those as well. Some like this one makes me think of my mom for some reason, like the black and white portrait. I don't know why, so I like to collect those. And then there's some exclusive pins that you can only get, like cast members can only get. You can only get them at a limited time of the year if you're on a Disney cruise ship. So my friend got me, he worked on the cruise ship and he bought a couple of these pins for me. I don't know if you can see it, but they're super cool. And then, so special event pins are gonna be like we were in Disneyland for the 60th. So I got some of these. There's like the paint the night ones. It says Disney 60th on it. There's these cute little ones. I traded a lot of these away. Retrospect, I wish I would have kept them and just collected the whole series, but here we are. And then there are like these cute little ones down here too. So these are just some like different types of pins. Some of them are going to be limited series, which I know we talked about. So like this Finding Dory pin came out right after Finding Dory. And on the back, it says limited release on it. Okay, so that means they're only going to be out for a limited amount of time. I haven't seen them since this event years ago. So that's how I got that. And then we went to California 2015, I think. 2014, whenever the 60th was. And we went to West Hollywood and they had this little parlor with special Disney pins. So we got this inside out one and we got a Stitch one where you had to order a special ice cream to get the pin and purchase it. So sometimes places will do that, so always check that out if you're interested in those pins. Now, we've showed you those. There are also going to be people at Disney that are professional Disney pin traders. They're going to have like 16,000 books of Disney pins, and they're usually trade for trade. So if you want to get in that route, that's a whole other level. I am not there yet, but pretty much how it works is you'll see them sitting at benches and tables around the park, or sometimes they'll have events from like 4 to 5 at a certain location, and you can go in with your pins and you can offer a trade, and that's how that works. I might do a video on that a little bit later in time. If that's something you're interested in, feel free to reach out and I can give you more information about that. What else, you guys? I have so many pins over here. So when you're picking what you like, so kind of like I said, I collect a couple things and then just cute ones or things that have like a special like memory or incentive to me. Pick what you want to do. Don't try to collect all of them because there are thousands upon thousands and it will drive you crazy. It's also a lot of money to do that. So pick what you like and just go for it. So you have your couple of tips to help you with your Disney pin trading now. Lanyard, buy a pack, pick which ones you like, keep them, and then get ready to trade. Really, there's no wrong way to do Disney pin trading, except for one thing you do want to watch out. I want to warn you, you're going to go online to like Amazon and you're going to see, oh, 50, 100 Disney pins for $20. Don't buy those. Those are 99% of the time fake Disney pins, and they're not acceptable in the park or trading with others. So people have gotten really good about mimicking the Disney pins. Sometimes they might get a hold of a mold for the original pin, but they're just not as good. So the material is going to feel different. There might be like rougher edges. The back is always a good way to look at it. So it usually has, it'll have like the prongs with, like this one has an ice cream pattern on it, but that was like for a special event. Typically it's gonna have the Disney, the Mickey Mouse ears on the back. I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, so it's got that little stamp all the way across of it. And it's also gonna say pin trading on it with a little special stamp, limited release. It might have numbers, which tell you, like usually mystery pins have it. Like this will say 3 out of 5. So that Mad Hatter pin I showed you earlier is a set of 5, and this is number 3. If you're looking to collect sets like that. They don't all have that. Some of them that are super rare might only be like 500 made, and it might give you, you know, which number that is. So don't buy those big packs, okay? You want to have legit pins, because a lot of Disney pin traders, if you're ever wanting to trade outside of Disney especially, can spot a fake one a mile away, and they won't trade for you. Now, if you really like the pin and you're okay with it being fake, great, keep it in your collection, but don't trade it at the parks, because you don't want to accidentally trade a fake pin to somebody else who might be really upset later, okay? And then just have fun. Yeah, just have fun pin trading, going around the world, getting other things. You know, you can collect, like I got those Disneyland pins, a couple of these cute ones. It's Jack and Pooh. They're also mystery pins, but I got them at Disney World. So somebody came over from Disneyland and traded that. So you can always get some really cool ones if you have your eye out. And then just have fun with it. You know, there's no right or wrong way to trade. It's just a fun activity for the whole family, and it makes great souvenirs, and you can do some really cool things with it. I know when we get our house, I plan on taking all of the pins and doing like some cool mural type thing. But for now, I'm just gonna keep them on these pads. And then this isn't really a Disney pin, this is just a nice tip. So you see these buttons? You can't trade those, but if you're having a special event at Disney, so like we got engaged there, so we got the Happily Ever After pin and You're My Gray's Adventure pin, but they have birthday ones, they have celebrating anniversary, first trip to Disney, all of those, you just wear them. Like I wear it on my lanyard, you can wear it on your shirt, and sometimes the cast members will give you some extra pixie dust if you're wearing them, because they want it to be special for you, you know? It's a special occasion that you're celebrating, so they want to make sure it's really over the top and wonderful for you. I think we got like a couple like extra cupcakes or like a special dessert, or you know, just fun stuff, people congratulating you. So that's it. That's kind of all of our beginning tips. So if you have some tips, leave them in the comment. Also let me know if you have a favorite character, if you have any questions. Anything we can help you with, we'll be happy to. And again, we are going to do an updated video in February. We'll be there for the Festival of the Arts, and I'm going to do everything I talked about, you know, show you how to find a pack, which ones I like, where to trade at. So it'll be a little bit more detailed, but this is just to get all you beginners started. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for hanging out with me as we talked about Disney pin trading. And if you have any questions or you need help booking your next vacation, we're here to help you. Have a wonderful day.